Hey, what is going on, viewers? Zesty Lime Studios here, and welcome back to another drinks review. I am at work, as you can tell, so I apologise for any background noise, but I'm literally wanting to get this drink out as soon as I found it and as quick as possible. So I managed to find the new winter edition Red Bull, which is the Fuji apple and ginger. Sounds interesting. The apple sounds nice, but the ginger, I don't think it's going to be that great, but we'll find out. So yeah, I literally found this in a random corner shop where I just delivered to. It's just a completely random corner shop. Saw it in there, and I was like, no way, he's already freaking got it. It's literally been out about a week. So, first place I've seen it. But yeah, we have this kind of like two-tone can colour, like a reddish, yellowy colour. I guess apples can be reddish and ginger is yellow or white, isn't it? Type of thing, so it kind of makes sense. Again, we're still stuck with this, oh Christ, it must be over a decade old now, edition style packaging, which they have not updated or tweaked, which I am sick of seeing, to be honest with you. They need to update it or change it or something, but whatever, that's what it is. Now, unfortunately, this one is obviously the full sugar edition. They may or may not bring out a sugar-free edition, but they generally do decide to bring out sugar-free editions at some point. However, the biggest thing which got me about this drink is the price. And I could not believe at the price. And it literally says recommended retail price, £1. A pound for a can of Red Bull. Recommended. A pound. Normally, these are like, well, these are 185, 190 upwards now for a normal size can of Red Bull. £1. I was in disbelief when I saw it. How on earth have they dropped it to a pound? I'm beyond how they've got it down to a pound. It's unbelievable. But that's for a different video. But yeah, a pound, which is just incredible. But there we go. So anyways, it's nice and cold because it came straight out of this guy's chiller. So we're going to open it, get straight into it and see what it smells like and tastes like. Right, hopefully it doesn't explode. Safe. So let's give it a closer smell and see what it smells of. I don't have a cup with me, so I won't be able to see the colour, unfortunately. I can try and make out the colour. So let's give it a closer smell. Okay, it smells of apples more than anything else, which is a good start. I'm hoping it is more stronger on the apple side, and maybe the ginger's just slightly kicking there in the background. But yeah, smells of apples. So far, a good start. Can't smell the ginger at all, actually. No, you wouldn't even know the ginger's in there. Well, nevertheless, guys, let's taste some. You tell the ginger straight away. You know the ginger's in there straight away. They've actually, although I'm not a fan of, like most people, not a fan of kind of ginger on its own as a vegetable type of thing. However, when it's been put in other drinks in the past, it has been sometimes too strong, too overpowering, and just it really kills your throat and stuff. But they've actually seemed to blend that really quite nice, to the point where the ginger, and probably the sugar is helping in some of this as well. But I think it feels like, because of the sugar in the drink, it's taken away some of the strength of the ginger, which of course, if you're a real fan of ginger, then obviously that may not be for you. However, I think that's better for the majority of people, because they then get the taste, like more of the actual taste of the ginger, versus, and I'm going to call it spicy just to make the terminology easy, but you get less of the actual spice and more of the ginger taste, which I agree with, so that definitely makes it more drinkable and widely available to, a vast variety of people that, like I said, most people cannot deal with ginger kind of as it is. So, yeah, the blend seems really nice. Let me drink a bit more. Because the apple is, it definitely smells stronger of apple than it tastes, but it tastes more of ginger than it taste of apple. The apple is kind of there in the background, like it's there, don't get me wrong, and it's nothing special, but it's just, there's just an apple taste and kind of it's there. But the ginger is more at the forefront of the drink. Like I said, for this particular blend and how everything's worked out, I don't think it's that bad. And I want to say this is actually all right. Even for the full sugar, it doesn't seem over syrupy, it doesn't seem over sweet, and specifically the sugar is 11 grams per 100 ml, so it's pretty much bang on the old average, which was 10 grams. So yeah, it's honestly okay. It will be interesting to see how the sugar-free one, portrays itself in a few months when they release the sugar-free one, to see whether the ginger is a lot stronger, maybe whether it's too overpowering. So it'll be really interesting to see how the sugar-free one goes. But for now, this is all right. Yeah, definitely pick up a can and give this a try, guys. Or if you said, even if you're not a fan of ginger, I'd, you know, still give this up, pick it up, give it a try. Yeah, I'm just glad the ginger is as light as it is. I was thinking it would have been a different story. That's really honestly not that bad. Straight out the chiller as well, so it's absolutely perfect. But there we go, guys. There's the new Red Bull. Very interesting. And I did actually pick up 2 cans so I could review one and then drink one in my own time, in case it was nice, which it kind of is. So yeah, interesting drink. There we go. But still, going back to that pound, my mind's just blown at that. I'm gonna have to look into some more of that off camera and see how they decided to give it a pound, seeing as some of the bigger cans are, you know, not even a pound now, or vice versa. So very interesting. But there we go. As always, viewers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.